It's Kingdom Come in Your Face with Pushin' Hard featuring Lenny Wolf on lead vocal and our friend James Kotak on drums. And James Kotak gets my Hero of the Week award.
Okay, what did he do?
Ex-Scorpion drummer James Kotak is a climate change skeptic. It's all BS, he said.
Now, how does he know?
Well,
where's his knowledge come from?
Well, I think that I think the more important question is how am I able to read this, because that should have been labeled hate speech and removed immediately.
Well, they probably just didn't see it yet.
But they have AI technology that will remove hate speech in 12 seconds.
Oh, maybe it wasn't on Twitter, was it? Maybe it was on Gab, and that's why, because they don't block Gab yet.
Right, they don't block the hate speech on Gab.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Yeah. Former Scorpions and current Kingdom Come drummer James Kotak has outed himself as a climate change skeptic. He outed himself.
Not only is he gay, he's also a climate change believer.
No. Here's the thing. If you have a viewpoint that is unpopular, you had better stay hidden, pal, because we're going to send the dogs after you.
Now, who wrote this?
Who wrote this? This is on Blabbermouth.
So Blabbermouth wrote this?
Well, I don't know that this is written by him. Or let me read the article here.
All right.
Apparently responding to news reports that millions of people were expected to walk out of school and work on Friday, kicking off a week of protest calling for action to combat climate change.
Oh, good.
Kotak took to his Twitter on Thursday, September 19th, to voice his views on the subject. He wrote in a series of tweets, "Climate change my ass. It's all BS." This is where Chris Aiken needs to step in and say he should be killed immediately.
Yeah. Well, no, I could care less what he says.
I know, but it goes against the narrative.
Whoever the Democrat Chris Aiken is should say that immediately.
So call India and China and call them out. Democrats, just go away. We account for 1% of the world's pollution. Get off your planes, Dems, you dummies.
He wrote that?
He did.
I love that. That's
he
funny.
Called them the dumbs.
The dumbs.
The dumbs.
Democrats? Nice.
Tell me when one time you have seen killing from climate change or death from a secondhand smoke appear on a gravestone. Yeah,
but dude, that polar bear on the ice that just can't find his way to get out of the water.
Yeah, that's also a farce.
No, I saw it. It's real.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
I saw it.
And I'm a total anti-smoker. It's all BS. This past July, Kotak raised eyebrows when he tweeted that anyone against America is a socialist, communist asshole.
Wow.
Boy, we got to get him on the show.
No kidding. Better yet, need to get him in the Neeley fan club. He sounds just like you. Definite Neeley bio there. Jesus.
He wears the same shirts as me too.
Will you be giving him a new CMS?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
On the house.
10 of them if he wants them.
The usual Independence Day greeting came from the musician, wished his 18,000 followers a happy holiday on Twitter. Happy 4th, Trump rules, the 56-year-old musician wrote, adding a separate tweet, anyone against America is a socialist communist asshole, so happy 4th.
Wow.
In June, Kotak, who calls himself a new political junkie on Twitter, made blabbermouth.net headlines when he said that America should take care of its homeless problem before accepting any more outsiders. Boy, is that a radical idea? What? Take care of our homeless first before we let people swarm across our borders?
Just stop it.
What a ridiculous thought.
Dude, you got to welcome everybody. Open arms. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Open arms, man. Just tear down that wall. Mr. Trump, tear down that wall.
A day earlier, Kotak expressed his dissatisfaction over the fact that the first night of the first Democratic presidential debate did not include any discussion about the homelessness problem in the U.S.
Well, he's got a definite point there.
Kotak has spent much of the last year touring with the Reunited Kingdom Come, also featuring guitarist Danny Stagg and Rick Steyer, and bassist Johnny B. Frank and singer Keith St. John, formerly of Montrose and Lynch Mob.
Quiet Riot for 13 seconds.
In September of 2016, Kotak was dismissed from the Scorpions during his well-publicized battle with alcoholism and was replaced with former Motorhead member Mickey D.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 and it just talks about him leaving the Scorpions and stuff.
Right. Yeah, we should get him on the show. And I'll just step out and you two can have a nice right-winger chat.
Why is that a right-wing viewpoint? Why is that right-wing? Why isn't that just common sense?
Okay, on that point, I'll agree with you. But if you and him are going at it and you guys are both sucking Trump's dick, I'm stepping out.
It has nothing to do with Trump.
No, that's what I'm saying. A conversation with him, you and him would definitely talk Trump. Come on. If you got on the phone with James Kotak with all his views, you wouldn't talk Trump with him?
Well, not necessarily. I would just talk about the issues. I mean, this has less to do with Trump. The only thing that Trump does is he shines a light on the hypocrisy. That's what he does. But do you believe in open borders?
Fuck no.
So is that a Trump thing? So would you cite Trump as the reason for your thoughts on not liking open borders?
The only reason Trump is a part of the open borders is because he said to fucking close them.
Exactly. But my point,
because he had the balls to say.
Yeah, I get it. But my point is if somebody wanted to have a discussion with you about open borders, would Trump be part of your conversation, or would your conversation more center around your thoughts on why you don't want open borders?
Oh, with me, it would be that.
Of course, that's kind of that's where I'm going with that.
What I was saying is that Kotak is a pretty hardliner on everything to the right.
But again, why is open borders or enforcing border laws a right-wing thing? Why is that a right-wing thing?
It's not endorsed by the left.
But the thing is those laws are already in place.
I understand that, but the push to remove those laws comes from the left, which makes it a right issue. No?
Well,
if the left is saying these laws stink, we're going to change them, then the opposite of that would be the right's opinion. Right?
Well, is gun laws a right-wing thing, or is that a left-wing thing?
Depends on which side you pick. If you want them turned in, it's a left-wing thing. If you want to keep your guns and honor the Second Amendment, it's a right-wing thing.
Is it?
Yes.
Or is it just the law?
Well, it is the law, and the law is to the right. That's why it's right.
Okay. Right as in correct, or to the right?
As in correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, whichever side adopts the issue and you have a discussion about it per that position, that makes it that's a right wing or a left wing issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is any general issue. What's abortion? Just an issue? Depends on what you choose.
Well,
if you choose coat hangers, you're fucking a lefty. If you choose no coat hangers, you're a righty.
Well, the thing is that abortion as of today is legal. So is that a right-wing law, or is that a left-wing law, or is that just the law?
Well, it's the law.
Okay.
But discussing the law, you make it a left or a right-wing thing based on your view. If you're looking to get rid of abortion, then that would be a right-wing view.
Yeah, that would be a view that's saying you disagree with the law.
Right. And if you're looking to keep killing babies, then you would be taking the left approach.
Dude, why do you got to be so crass? It's not killing babies. It's just eliminating a fetus. It just sells, man.
No, it is. That's the big reason that they can't find a solution to this, because they try with abortion, they try to hide behind words. They hide behind words because it doesn't sound so mean. You're killing babies. Just fucking suck it up. I'm for killing babies.
So why isn't that hate speech? Why isn't
sure it is.
Why isn't
I'm positive it is.
Well, why isn't saying killing babies is a good thing, so abortion is a good thing? Why isn't that hate speech?
Well, because I'm sure me saying killing babies is hate speech. But I'm sure if I was to say, I'm a pro-abortion advocate, then it would be okay.
I got you, even though it's the same thing.
Same exact thing. Same exact thing, just worded a little different.
Right.
And that's where that's just like I just said. It's all about words. The people that are pro-abortion are really fucking children that can't fucking acknowledge what they're really doing.
Yeah.
So they hide behind the word. Abortion has turned into a softer word.
Well,
because
here's the interesting thing about that whole stupid abortion debate is that when a pregnant woman is killed, in the act of a murder, oftentimes, if not every time, if the murderer is caught and convicted, they're usually charged with the murder of the woman and the quote unquote the unborn baby.
Right, of course.
So if you kill a woman who's pregnant and the baby dies as a result of her being killed, you get charged with murder of an unborn child. But if you go into an abortion clinic and kill the baby, then it's just abortion, and that's perfectly fine.
It's the difference between double homicide and an $80 charge on your credit card.
More or less.
That's as crazy as that sounds, that is the truth.
It is the truth.
In one circumstance, life in prison. In the other one, you better have $100 available on your credit card.
Are you speaking from experience? Is that what an abortion costs these days, is $100?
I've never had to have an abortion. I've never.
So where did you pull that number out, Chris? So where did you get that number from?
Honestly, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
$100? Was that what it cost?
Wasn't that what
I
she
thought
said?
it was? I thought it was like $3. I thought it was like $150 a piece or something, wasn't it?
I thought the line was, I need $100 in a ride.
Yeah, so I think that was half.
Oh, okay. So
it was $200 back then. So in 1981, it was $200. Because
what's a wire hanger?
So they basically agreed to go halvesies.
Oh, okay. I mean, dude, $2 for a hanger and a little small tube of Astroglide. You got it.
You would actually pay for the hanger? I thought you could get those free from the dry cleaner.
I want a clean one.
Well, just boil it then.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point. Just boil it, stick it up there in the head, and scramble it up.
There you go.
Can you imagine? I just try and put that visual in your head. Chick with her legs spread wide apart, and you're digging up in her pussy with a fucking hanger.
No, you grab her by the pussy first.
I mean, do you stick your fingers in and push it open as high as you can and kind of, I don't know, use your iPhone or something to light it so that you can see where you're trying to stick the baby in the head?
Dude,
can you even see the baby?
Dude, I have no idea. I've got zero experience with this.
I wonder if you, because I mean, the hanger thing, while it's a goofy joke, it's a joke because it happened at some point.
Yeah, it's what do you call it? It's not parody, but it's satire or stereotype.
Yeah. Just makes me wonder if you push a chick's pussy open and you fucking take a light or something, if you can look up there and see your fucking baby's head.
Well, how developed are we talking here?
Oh, 8 months.
Oh, you're talking about almost a fully developed baby.
Hey, we voted for late term abortion, didn't we?
I thought you were talking like weeks to a month or two.
Oh, dude, if you're going to do it right.
All right, I'm just taking your word for it. I'm following your lead.
Just do it right. Make it, if you're going to do a kill, make it a real kill. Not just a fucking half a pound of sucking out fucking legs and arms. Make it the real deal.
Right.
Make it like you're chopping up a fucking Cabbage Patch Kid.
Jeez.
Let's do it right here.
All right, your boy Nikki Sixx is in the news to, impart his wisdom on us all.
Oh, good. Can't wait to hear this.
Because Nikki's so smart about everything.
Oh, he is a god.
He is a god.
He is the god of everything.
Nikki Sixx has once again called on lawmakers to enact tougher gun laws following mass shootings across the United States that killed at least 35 people in August.
Has he?
Yeah. So what gun laws, if you watched our Jericho Green video, if you watched Jericho today, what gun laws would have stopped those murders that took place here in Chicago this week? Because all of these happened in gun-free zones. So the law said, hey, you're not supposed to have a gun in this area because this is a gun-free zone, so no guns here. But it happened anyway. So how come the law didn't stop the people from shooting somebody in the gun-free zone?
There's no amount of laws that you're going to make that criminals are ever going to follow. People like Nikki are just fucking clueless, living in their fucking Los Angeles mansions, not even remotely connected to real people. They're just not connected. Nikki Sixx, when is he worried about a mass shooting?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well,
could it happen with him being somewhere? Sure. But let's be real here. There are laws in place. How about we start honoring the laws that are in place before we start making new laws to counteract the other laws that are not being followed.
Right.
If we don't follow these laws, then why would we follow the next set of laws?
Exactly.
It's so dumb. Everybody is fucking clueless on how to fix things. If you let's say you have a kid, you have a kid and your kid doesn't want to go to school. Okay? You have a choice. You can tell your kid, you're fucking going to school. Or you could sit here and you could say, look, the rule is you have to go to school. Now, if the kid is a kid, he'll say, well, I'm not going anyway. So if you don't say, fuck you, you're going, then what would be the point of making another rule that says, well, if you don't go to school, well, then you don't get a lollipop or something. Making another law behind the original law is dumb.
It dumb.
Doesn't make any sense. Ugh. And Nikki Sixx, go back to writing bad songs, dumbbell.
I was joking with my nephew today. He watched the Jericho Green too.
Okay.
And he by the way, he liked your use of the term pud.
Oh, you know what? I got a text from John saying that pud and pudwhacker are the two best words in the language. Funny. He
watched the Jericho Green.
Yeah.
And he says, what is this? I'm reading his text here. Oh yeah, he says, Jericho cracks me up. He's right as always. I didn't know or heard anything about those shootings in Chicago. And I said, of course you're not. It doesn't fit the narrative. He goes, it must have been all those guns from Indiana that were used over there. Ha ha. I said, I'm surprised by the shootings, to be honest with you. Don't those people know Chicago is a gun-free zone? He goes, yeah, they're not supposed to have those. I'm just flabbergasted. What a bunch of pud whackers. So I said, no shit. Somebody should say to those guys, hey, you thugs, can't you read? This is a gun-free zone. Now take your shooting somewhere else before I call the cops.
Nice.
Isn't that about the size of it, though?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
And they're just, oh, shit. All right, Lefty, let's go. Let's go over to the next town. We're not allowed to shoot things up here. This is a gun-free zone. We should have known better.
I do like that we're slowly but surely bringing Pud and Pudwhacker back, though.
Yeah. But, yeah,
like
again, to reiterate on your point, what good is a law? They don't follow them anyway. It's not the laws that need to be, passed.
Yeah.
Laws are no good unless they're enforced.
Criminals don't care about the law. That's what the definition of a criminal is somebody that doesn't follow the law.
Yeah, they're lawless.
Yeah. So why would making more laws influence criminals in any way? In any way at all? It's so stupid.
It is. Nikki Sixx has once again called on lawmakers, because they're listening to Nikki, by the way. The lawmakers are listening to Nikki.
Yeah, sure they are.
Did you hear what Nikki said this week? We better get at it.
Yeah, he better watch it. He might write a song for the new 6 a.m. fucking album.
Nikki Sixx has once again called on lawmakers to enact tougher gun laws following mass shootings across the United States that killed at least 25 or 35 in August. Speaking to Billboard magazine, the Motley Crue bassist said, people are like, you're not going to take away my guns. We're not saying that. We're saying with all these shootings, with all this access to military weaponry, I don't have access. I have no access to military weaponry. Do you?
Neither does anybody.
Yeah.
No one has access to military weaponry.
No one, except the military.
Yeah, that's it. That's who does. The military.
Nope. Nobody has access to military weaponry.
So he's already clueless.
Yeah, of course.
Another dumbbell talking about something that he has no knowledge of. Okay. But it's an AK-47. They must use those in the military, right?
No, they don't.
Sorry, Nick. I served. I never had an AK. Not an AR or an AK, dummy.
We need to have better laws in place. It's so polarizing. You have to sit in that uncomfortable position, whether it's in social media or in a meeting, and just understand that there are two sides of the coin. We're trying to find the best solution. Who's we? We who?
More important, what in the world is Billboard doing interviewing him? For what?
I don't know.
Does he have Does he have anything musical coming out?
I don't know the answer.
And let's be honest. When's the last time he wrote a good song? 89?
Yeah. But why is he talking about this like he knows something?
He clearly doesn't, because he said that fucking, that there's access to military weapons. There's not. You cannot go and buy an M203. You cannot go and buy an M16. You cannot go and buy a 50 cal. You can't. The only place you can buy those is like black market, which is again, it's the black market. It's not anything that laws are going to regulate.
Yeah, it's not a lawful purchase.
Yeah, it's an illegal purchase. So saying that we need to regulate something, we already have regulated it. You can't buy military weapons. That fucking guy I'm assuming, because I don't know, because Lord knows the last thing I ever do is read something that fucking Nikki Sixx says. But I'm going to assume that he's basing all of this on the fucking limited video that he saw of the Mandalay Bay guy. You know, of the room with all the guns and shit in the room.
Right.
And the fact that he had some automatic weapons there. Well, he did not obtain those weapons legally. The ones that were shooting were automatic firing were not legal weapons. There is no legal automatic rifle in this country. There's not.
Yeah.
If someone has an automatic weapon, there's one of two things. They either bought it illegally or they modded it illegally.
Yeah. Automatic weapons have been outlawed since 1986.
Yeah. And you know what? Modifying your legally purchased weapon
is against the law.
Yeah. There's already a law in place for that. Get it through your head. You know, in your own words, dickhead, don't go away mad, fuck. Just go the fuck away. Please.
Hey, you're not allowed to...
dumb songs.
You're not allowed to do that. You made that an automatic weapon. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, no kidding. Ugh. Yeah, that's a great question, Chad. I wonder how many guns Nicky owns. I'll bet he owns some. Don't you think? He definitely owns some.
I'll guarantee you Nicky probably owns some stuff that he's probably not supposed to have according to the law.
He sure owned heroin for a long time that he wasn't supposed to have.
Right after the recent El Paso shooting, 6 accused President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell by way of Twitter for enabling these violent acts by obstructing common sense legislation that would make it more difficult for these would-be mass shooters to obtain weapons designed for to kill mass human beings.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm being corrected in the chat room that machine guns that were manufactured before 86 are still out there and legal.
Can you Can you buy them legally?
It says you could transfer them, so you could probably buy it from somebody if you found it.
All right.
I can't imagine it's fucking easy to do. All right, fair enough. I'm wrong.
All right. I don't know.
Let's turn them all in. Turn in all our guns. Fuck it.
I don't know about you, but I'm fucking sick of hearing about innocent people being slaughtered city after city because the politicians choose money over passing stricter gun control laws. Where were you this week, Nicky, when all this shooting goes on here in Chicago? Were you up here saying, hey, you guys, quit that?
Yeah, well,
he'd
be advocating to take away handguns, too.
Yeah, I didn't see him here in Chicago out there telling these guys to knock it off.
I don't see why we need to take the words of a junkie as fucking important. He's a junkie that wrote some songs we like. Let's just call it what he is. That's what you are, Nick. You're just a fucking former needle swapper that fucking wrote 5 or 6 songs that we all like. See, there's a picture of Nicky right there aiming a gun. I guess that was okay then, but now it's bad.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Well, I'm allowed because I'm more responsible than you.
Yeah, because I'm famous, that makes it okay for me.
Well, I'm elevated. I'm elevated in my thought process.
Yeah, are you? Why? Because you wrote Home Sweet Home? Shut up!
After one of 6's tweets, a Twitter follower pointed out that Australia's last mass shooting was in 1996 and nothing since due to harsh gun reforms. America's gun-toting attitude needs to change. 6 responded, we refer to this often when talking about change and saving people's lives. Imagine how many thousands of lives would have been saved if the politicians, also known as the NRA puppets, would have followed suit. You know what happened in Australia? They took everybody's guns.
Yeah. And now those people are trapped on an island enslaved to their government.
Yeah. They took everyone's guns over there.
Mm-hmm.
Several other high-profile musicians have called on lawmakers to take action when it comes to gun laws, including Corey Taylor.
Then let me go get my judge and hand it over, because Corey Taylor and fucking Nikki Sixx said so.
And Paul Stanley and Sebastian Bach and Dee Schneider and Alex Skolnick.
Oh, my God. Well, in that case, there's at least 30 songs that I like in there. Take my weaponry. Make me vulnerable to the fucking criminals, because I like your songs. Fuck you. Every one of you. Mind your business, sing your fucking songs, and shut it otherwise. We only care about your music. We don't give a fuck about your opinions. No one does, except the people that will suck your dick because they fucking heard a song that you like, or that they like. Shut up, sing your fucking songs, and don't bring your politics into our enjoyment, which is the only value you have. Your value. I love this newfound thing that the celebrities are fighting back and arguing about. They should be allowed to express their opinions on this and that. If you worked a real job, dick fuck, you wouldn't be allowed to express your opinion at the job. Your job is to sing fucking songs. So sing your fucking songs. That's it. You want to have an opinion? Go ahead. Have an opinion. Tell your fucking buddies, tell your wife, tell your friends that are over for the barbecue how you think the gun should be taken away. But stop preaching like you're an authority, because you're not. You're just a wild-haired douchebag that used to stick needles in both arms in his dick. So shut up. Fucking A.
Yeah. Well, what I would like to do, if ever given the opportunity, I would like to ask a guy like a Nikki Sixx who's out there, taking this holier-than-thou attitude, like he has all the answers, out there, and go, hey, Nikki, there were 15 people shot today in Chicago. Tell me, what gun law would have prevented that?
See, you're just a hater.
No.
You're just a hater.
It's illegal to have guns in Chicago anyway, so what law would have stopped these guys from shooting each other here in Chicago? What law would have stopped that?
Well, if nobody had guns, then there wouldn't be any shooting.
Yeah, but most of the guns that the guys here in Chicago, these gangbangers and whatnot, they buy them illegally, or they come up through Mexico, or they're stolen, or they're just black market guns or whatnot. So what law would have prevented that? Because number one, it's against the law to buy a black market gun. Number two, it's against the law to transfer guns across the border. Number three, it's against the law to have guns in the city of Chicago. So what laws would have stopped this?
Don't ask me these questions, Neeley. You've got me dancing on glass looking for an answer here.
Right, of course. So none of these guys ever address the issue. The laws are in place, but criminals don't follow laws, right, Nikki? Wasn't it against the law to have heroin and shoot it up? Wasn't that unlawful to do that?
But I was in a band.
You did it anyway, right? Did you not thumb your nose at the law when you were shooting heroin?
See, Neeley, I was young then. Now I'm older and wiser. Now, my opinion, I'm the great lord of rock and roll, so you should be listening to me.
Right, okay. Dumb.
Yeah. Ugh, what an ass.
Some of the comments, though, I was surprised at some of the comments, because usually the social justice warriors are the ones commenting on Blabbermouth.
Yeah.
Screw you, Sixx. You're a low-life has-been druggie. Just shut the fuck up.
Right?
Stuff like, shut your fucking pie hole, you heroin addict.
Am I wrong in thinking that this guy was in a band that fucking had two different people that killed people?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This guy ran around with a wife beater, a fucking kid, one that didn't watch a kid and had him drown in a pool, One that drove drunk and fucking killed a fellow band guy.
Yeah, isn't drunk driving illegal?
Yeah, as well as permanently injuring the people that he hit.
Yeah.
You know, and then Nicky himself as a ridiculous drug addict. Just stop with your holier than now. You're not holier than anything. You're not exactly in a position to be fucking expounding on what the world needs. If the world followed your lead, everybody'd be dead of heroin overdoses. Shut up.
But, you know, more to your point, driving drunk is illegal. But did that stop Vince from doing that?
Nope. And neither did his bandmate, for that matter.
Yeah.
Neither did this holier-than-thou guy that's fucking expounding on what the law should be. He didn't stop anybody. He didn't say, wait a minute, Vince, don't do that. He didn't do that. When Tommy was throwing a fucking right fist into Pamela Anderson's face, he wasn't like, hey, hold on now, friend. That's illegal. He didn't say that to Tommy. He just said, oh, man, that sucks. We might have to cancel a couple of dates on the next tour.
Right.
Yeah, just stop it. Just stop it. You're in no position to tell anybody what to do. You're the last person that has anything to say about what anybody does. You're the last one. Glad to hear you got off heroin, but you know what? That doesn't forgive you for every fucking bad thing you did. You lived your life. You built your reputation as being a piece of shit. So don't fucking try and come off now like not a piece of shit. You earned that reputation, so live with it. Enjoy your life, enjoy your millions, but stop thinking that people need to listen to you as a fucking source for how they should or shouldn't think. Just shut it.
Yeah, you don't have a squeaky clean past either there, pal.
Squeaky clean?
Yeah.
Okay, if you know what? If he had one thing in his past that was bad, fine. You know, but I mean, everything about Motley Crue, everything about the band that he was in, the reputation that he built was based on criminal activity. Their allure to people was based on criminal activity, was based on being a fucking dirty fucking scumbag. Whether it was illegal shit like fucking spiking heroin or fucking killing people and drunk driving, or whether it was just being a fucking dirty fucking asshole by cleaning his dick with Taco Bell before sticking it in chicks and giving them God knows what disease from fucking Taco Bell grease going up in their snapper. Just stop it. You know, and then and in his own book he talks about rape. And then he backs off it now because he doesn't want that to come up Me Too style. But in his own book, he talked about rape. And this is the guy that's going to tell us how to fucking live and how to act and what we should do and who should set the gun rules and the laws. Shut up. Just shut up. Make music, dude. That's your value. Make fucking music. That's your only value. Just make music. And try making some good music for a change, because it's been a long drought, dude. I mean, a long drought. Icky 6.
Well, there you go. There's our rock gods telling us how we should live, and you know they have much more insight and wisdom than the elected politicians that need to pass stricter gun laws.
All right. Sure glad you brought Nicky to the table. He's always my favorite.
I know. As soon as I saw that, I thought, wow, now I could learn something from this guy.
I'll bet that's what you thought.
Well, let me ask you something. If I just snapped, or even if you just snapped,
yeah,
and we both had loaded guns, what would keep me from walking out this door and just shooting up my neighborhood?
Well, you're not allowed to do that. There's a law.
Oh, I'm glad you pointed that out.
There's a law, Neely, so that should be a deterrent.
You legally own your guns, right?
Yes, I do.
I legally own my guns. But if I just got fed up one day and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit, I'm just going to go out there and just start shooting up the place until the police arrive and take me out. Well,
and go ahead.
What law would stop me from doing that?
That law that says you don't do that, sir. That would be bad.
All right.
Same law that stops you from not doing it with your car either. Same law that stops you from ever overtaking an airline. Same law that stops you from ever sticking a steak knife in your neighbor's neck. Same law that stops you from sticking a fork in someone's eye. Same law that stops you from cutting some fucking asshole's head off. Same law that stops you from fucking pouring Roundup into your fucking boss's coffee in the morning. It's called the law of I guess common sense.
Yeah.
Just things that you don't do. There's no regulation to it. There's some regulation to it, but in the end, we all make choices not to kill people. This is what all these fucking assholes with their super knowledge because they wrote good songs need to learn. Every murder is a decision. It is not something that is, and part of the decision is never what is the legal ramification of it.
Nope, never is.
When you go off to kill your boss at work, when you go postal, as the old saying used to be, you make a decision that today's the day that you're going to end people's lives, and probably your own with it. You make that decision and you carry it out. You don't do so by first consulting the fucking legalities of it. No one in the history of murder has ever gone to the library first and researched the law. That's never happened. Not one time in our 250 fucking years of existence as a country, or however many it is. You know, it's never happened. People don't care. The reality is, most people, 99% of the people, make decisions to behave like civil human beings on their own. It doesn't matter what weaponry they have. It doesn't matter if they have weaponry or not. You know, every stupid motherfucker that you know that goes to work has a car. And yet every single one of them, minus maybe 3 a year that you read about, doesn't use their car to actively kill somebody that they hate. True?
That's true.
When you go to your job, and you go to a job every single day, I'm sure there are days when you go to that job and there's somebody at that job that really fucking pissed you off the day before. Yes?
Of course. Happens to everybody.
Now, you could easily, I'm not saying you will, I'm just saying you could easily make a decision to come up a block away from your fucking place, call that person on the phone and say, hey, can you meet me in the parking lot? I need you to help me with a box. And they would say yes, and they would come out, and you would smash them into your fucking work building with your car.
Right.
And cut them in half and kill them. You could make that decision. You could make that decision on Monday. Yes?
Of course. It could be premeditated. Of course it could.
Is the reason that you've never done that because you went and researched the law?
No. You do it, you go, yeah, you know what, that's not such a good idea.
It's not what I want to do. You act like a human being. Period. End of discussion. The weaponry is not the issue. The fucking lack of humanity is the fucking issue. That's the problem. Fucking, ugh. Good Lord, dude. These people are fucking beyond ridiculous.
I agree.
Their fucking shit that they know everything. They don't know a goddamn thing.
Well, but you know, they know so much better than everyone else because of their celebrity status. They're elevated. Really? They're elevated above everyone else.
I wonder if the reason that Nikki Sixx doesn't consider reality and only considers the fucking headline of, well, there was a shooting, gun shooting. You know, I wonder if that reason is because he himself has spent so little time being a respectable human being in life. And maybe he is now. I don't know, and I'll never know, because I don't have any inclination of ever wanting to know Nikki Sixx. But I will certainly say this. He spent a lot of his life not being a respectable human being. He spent a lot of his life, spent most of his professional life being a fucking scumbag. So maybe he just doesn't know how to fucking think about everything the way regular people think. The way regular people make choices to not go and murder, to not go and kill, to not go and shoot people, to not go and stick needles in their arms, to not go and fucking commit crimes with cars or steal cars or, commit rapes or whatever. Maybe he relates a little more with the criminal, and that's why he thinks he's got the answer to stop it. Just shut up.
All right, dude, let's take a short break.
All right.
We'll come back and we'll do some more stuff. So I'm going to play something from one of the newer LA Guns releases, The Missing Piece.
All right.
And I'm going to play some Kill It or Die.
Nice.
So here's
That's not sensitive, Neely. That's not sensitive.
That's okay. We're already demonetized for this segment, too, so who gives a shit?
Good point.
All right, well, here it is. This is LA Guns exclusively here
on your classic metal show.
Hello, this is Philip Lewis of LA Guns. I listen to the Classic Metal Show because it fucking rocks.